His face was a series of straight lines, chiseled into tough, leathery skin. Stiff and straight and hard, he stood like a tree. He was the tallest man in the whole world, and he was my granddaddy. He had to pick me up in the air to hug me. I liked that, because I could snuggle against the ticklish flannel shirt he always wore and look clear down to the ground. He picked me up briskly, with hands that smelled of old tools and Vicks vapor rub. But he squeezed me, and I knew I was somehow special.
Granddaddy can make almost anything in the world with those tools of his. He used to tell me people shouldn't depend on other folks to do their work for him. He worked hard.
When I was 6 years old, Granddaddy finally conceded to electricity. I knew he didn't like those bulbs that hung down naked from a cord.
They were something he couldn't make or didn't understand.
He eyed them suspiciously and was always saying that someday they'd quit or blow up altogether. Well, one day it happened. I vividly remember the whole scene of that night.
Everything went black and the house was filled with huge masses of noises.
I started crying. Somehow Grandmother was there holding me in her arms. The noise stopped, and somebody lit the old kerosene lantern. When I looked up, the naked cords were torn and twisted, stripped of their bulbs.
Nobody said anything.
The whole house was silent, except for the sound of Granddaddy laughing. It wasn't funny laughter.
It was a laughter of both triumph and defeat, a laughter I couldn't understand.
The next time I came to visit, there were new light bulbs, and nobody said anything about them again.
The flowers are turgid, due to the morning dew and the afternoon water from a nearby stream and water pump.
The morning is soft, though the air is heavy with water, laden, and though there's just enough light to see by, the birds go peacefully on their way.
Gradually, a car is seen to pull out of a driveway with his headlights on, and adds to the sound of the crickets in the vacant lot.
The birds on the telephone lines, and the dog and cat in a neighbor's yard. More and more cars pull out of driveways and help drown out the sound of the crickets,
The birds,
the cats,
and the dogs.
The sun rises fully.
From home leaves the housewife to a grocery store, and out the back door leave the kids to school.
The working class return to their occupations, and the revolution of noises began again.
the yelling of neighbors across the street to one another.
The shuffling of feet in a department store.
The snapping of string and wrinkling of paper in the back room of a store. And the warm voice of a cashier in a supermarket.
The sound of trucks delivering items to and fro.
The freight train pulling a mile-long load.
And the banging and clanging and screeching and sliding and humming and skipping and missing and jumping of industrial machinery.
The sun bears down, and the lunch whistle at the city department blows.
The factory workers grab their lunch boxes, and the office workers take time out to walk around the corner to lunch.
At home, the worn-out mother nibbles a few bites of her lunch and returns to work.
While in school, the children line up in 2 lines
Military form.
and walk to the cafeteria. The whistle sounds again,
And the bell rings,
and the people return back to their obligations.
In the slum of a city, the old Negro man sits in an old chair, watching for any sign of life. And the dark, tan, sweating arms of a Mexican woman reach up and hang the clothes of her children.
The day drags to a close.
Finally, when 8 hours of work and school are over, the people crowd the streets going home.
A family circle is drawn together, and laughter and joy are again expressed. The evening sun sinks, and the family members lie down for a night's rest.
Tomorrow is to be another day, and must be met.
The father is to have another day at work, and mother another at home. It is little brother and little sister who never quite meet the next day.
Just like the moon rises and sinks, the sun also rises and in turn sinks.
But noise, being a creation of God, is apt to God's command.
And so being of God, we should enjoy its wonders and mysteries, and in turn thank God for our ears.
From Atlantic to Pacific,
From Canada to Mexico,
laughter
tears
and sorrow are expressed. Being humans with the many rights and opportunities that we have made the best of ourselves.
the change which has come to be within this country has changed the tick and moved us further along.
And the sign of change and improvement is in the buzzing and banging and zooming and clanging and screeching and slipping and sliding
And humming and missing and jumping, which occupy our people 1/3 of their day, every day.
There's a room inside our mind, a hidden, secret room, where we wonder.
Wonder. Wonder.
Where?
Wonder.
What?
Wonder.
How?
Wonder.
When?
Wonder.
Who?
Wonder.
Where?
Wonder.
what? What if we're atoms on a molecule on a mushroom on another world?
Are we? We. Who is we? I wonder if I'm really me. We. Who is we? Who? 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 Why? 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 Why were we born? Why were we born to a situation unchangeable, unpredictable, and sometimes unbearable? Why were we born in a situation we were born in? What would it be like if I weren't ever born? I think of myself as being something that thinks. And I couldn't think if I weren't ever born, could I think? I mean, think.
I
think about that old man's pocket that's ripped off.
Think.
Rocks and stones, slugs and whales.
Think.
And thin branches that I shouldn't swing on.
And forked branches that I land on.
And every little thing that creeps the earth.
And I think about myself. Sometimes I think I want to murderize my brother. And other times I love him. I think. Think. I think. Sometimes I don't think. Why don't I think? I have a brain to think with.
There are lots of things that people can't explain. Like ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts?
I do. Because there's a dog that's been barking in an old deserted house for almost 20 years. And they've searched and searched and searched and almost torn the house down. But all they found was the bark.
No dog?
No dog.
And Ouija. Who in the heck is Ouija?
Larry Mahon saw it on the hood of a car on a deserted road. It was a blue light, and he knew it was Ouija.
How'd he know that?
'Cause Ouija said he'd meet him there.
And astral bodies. Astral bodies are supposed to come out of your body and go to the places that you dream. Maybe this is true. And if one astral body goes through another, you're supposed to die. Lots of people have died at night with no explanation. They're even young, have good health, but they die. Why? Why? I wonder why it used to bite and pinch. Why leaves bounce when you jump in them. Why, there are atoms and molecules.
Why some people are pretty and others ugly.
Why some people are sad when other people die.
Why people hate without cause.
What is hate?
Can't we get rid of it?
Is it possible to live without hating? What is love?
Does everyone love?
Is it possible to love and yet hate the same person?
Why do we have a life? A God?
A universe?
A sun? A moon?
I see the moon sees me. God bless the moon and God bless me.
I wonder if the moon is God.
The moon can certainly see everything on the earth. And yet, is there a God?
And is there a heaven?
Earth is a minor planet to a minor star.
In a minor galaxy.
In a minor universe.
Could some infinite being care enough about it to create us?
Are we simply the most conceited of beings to think that?
And I wonder if there really is a heaven or a hell. 'Cause there's not room inside the earth. And where would heaven be if there was one?
And I wonder how good you would have to be to become an angel.
Do you go to heaven as an angel? Or do you work up to that?
And if there's a hot place, I think you'd be a burning rock forever and ever.
Can a sin really be a sin forever? Can someone sin for mercy or love? What grounds has the accuser?
Is there no guide to tell the good to be good and feel good about it? And the bad to be bad and feel good about it?
Is our God not kind enough to lead us up again?
Our God.
God.
What is God?
How could he always was?
What is forever? If the universe goes on forever, what's out there? God knows what is out there.
What?
What?
What would it be like to live in a star?
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
What does a dog think when he's patted on the head?
What does a dog think when he's kicked?
I wonder. Why weeping willows weep.
If they're a little else, and if they are, I wish they'd do my work for me.
Why your mouth turns up when you smile.
Where do butterflies go when it rains?
Why are there not answers for every question, as there are questions deserving answers?
It's something to think about.